Hello, welcome back to Automatic Mouth. You may notice that I am alone today. There is no Mr. Truelove. For those fans of Adam, sorry, you just got me today. However, what I want to talk about today is resolutions. It's a hot topic around this time of year, isn't it? And resolutions are used a lot in marketing around New Year. So New Year, New Me, etc. So I want to just go into them a little bit and discuss where they go wrong and how we can set resolutions that are designed for us to win as opposed to designed for us to fail. So the key is in the word I just used, which is the design. It's really all it comes down to is how you design your resolution. Poor design of a resolution, it really just feeds into like a false hope and to negative thought patterns and negative behaviors and negative language as well. Things like unrealistic expectations, setting unrealistic goals, and the self-sabotaging that happens when you start to put an unrealistic goal in place. And we do that on purpose to self-sabotage because of a negative thought pattern and a negative self-belief. So we're not talking about design. Let's look at some really common New Year's resolutions and then work out how to design them better. So a really common one is I'm going to lose weight. In 2025, I'm going to lose weight. That's a really crappy resolution in regards to being successful. Okay. And here's why. What does lose weight mean to you? It means something different to everyone, doesn't it? So when we don't have a specific place to go towards, a destination, then our mind has nothing with which to look forward to. And when we don't have something to look forward to, we tend to spend all of our time looking behind us, looking in the past. And when we look behind us, we are not moving forward. We are focused in the past. So when you set a resolution, I want you to break down three things. So I've done some of the common ones: losing weight, exercising, eating healthy, stopping smoking, meeting new people, or getting a relationship, or learning a hobby or a new skill. All of those, they're so vague and so broad that they are set up to fail. They're designed for you to fail. And we do it on purpose to ourselves, by the way. So here's what I want you to do. Let's use the example of exercising. I'm going to exercise next year. That's my resolution. The first thing I want to ask yourself is how. That's the first step. How are you going to exercise? How are you going to lose weight? How are you going to stop smoking? The how is going to give you the next thing, which is what's the first step? And the first step is actually what becomes your resolution. Because what we need to do is we need to set up small, achievable chunks so that when we achieve it, our mind actually then starts to believe that we can achieve and that we will follow through on what we've said. Whereas when we set something really unrealistic and out there, and then we fail, a negative self-belief will come in and remind us that, yeah, I knew you couldn't do it. You said you were going to cut out sugar, please. So you can see, if you really listen to yourself, when you set yourself a goal, listen to the small, quiet voice, because that's going to be reflective of your self-belief. And if your self-belief is negative in any way, it's going to win out. It's going to be the stronger thing, because that's where most of your motivation comes from, internally. Okay, so you need those small, achievable chunks. And each time you achieve one of those small chunks, your mind builds in its confidence and belief, which propels and motivates you to move to the next little step. So the three things that we're going to do for a big overarching, I want to stop smoking. How are you going to do it? What's the first step? And then this becomes your resolution. Once you achieve that first step, then you set the next step. And then the third thing that I want you to put into it is the measurement. How are you going to measure your progress? What are you measuring against? Because, you can fall into the trap of measuring against someone else or someone else's journey. And there can be all different things that play into that. And again, it could be actually that you're setting yourself up to fail, a form of self-sabotage when you measure against someone else. So you really need to think about how you're going to measure your progress so that you are not self-sabotaging. So you can see you can try that out with any of them. If we do about learning a new skill, how are you going to do that? What's the first step? And how are you going to measure your progress? If your resolution is that you want to get out more, be more social, make some new friends, or find a possible relationship, great. How? What's the first step? And how are you going to measure your progress? So same steps you need to go through. Now, just a little extra for that, okay? As humans, we kind of love to have a start point, don't we? We like structure to varying degrees. Some people prefer chaos and just love going with flow, and other people love knowing exactly when things start and end and what the structure is. I think we all have a mixture of needing both of those, just in different degrees, varying degrees. However, it's interesting that when it comes to a resolution or a goal, that we often use that need for structure as a bit of an excuse. And so if you really want to test your resolve in a goal, when you set the goal, example, I'm going to start exercising on January 1. That's my resolution. I'll start exercising on January 1st. Ask yourself, or if someone else is saying it, ask them, what's the reason you're not starting today? And that's where you're actually going to get to the bottom, a little bit deeper through the layers of what the negative self-beliefs are. This is going to uncover the fears and the negative beliefs, because those fears and negative beliefs, they're going to be what determines your success and your motivation to get it done. So once you can see your fears, once you admit them and see them and deal with them, the fears and the negative beliefs, they don't have as much hold, and you can take them on, and you can design then your goals and your resolution to factor in, right, my negative belief about this could play a part. So what's my strategy when that comes in? Because I know it's going to. And you see how it becomes more empowering then, doesn't it? Because you know what the demons are that are going to try and stop you from achieving that goal. So once you know them, once you see them, once you've made friends with them, and you can put strategies in place and expect them, again, you're setting yourself up in a much better place to achieve the goal you want to achieve. That's another great step to do, isn't it? When you are setting yourself a goal and then out of the blue, you kind of set a start date. I'm going to start that on, maybe it's Thursday, and you say, yep, I'm going to start going to the gym on Monday. What's the reason you're not starting today? Because there's a lot of days between Thursday and Monday. What's the reason for that? It's not about blame. It's not about, shitting all over your ideas or your plans or anything like that. It's being honest with the idea that we're putting something off. What's the reason? Because if we can get to the bottom of that, then it's no longer going to be a barrier for us. We can achieve anything we want to achieve. We just have to be honest with ourselves. So that's really all I wanted to say today about resolutions and some tips and thoughts about it. I'd love to hear your tips and thoughts and what you think about what we talked about today. And let me know how your resolutions go. Other than that, welcome to 2025. See you later.